Hey everyone, and welcome back to News to the Science, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. My name is Ronnie, here to update you with more Marvel Spider-Man 2 news, leaks, and rumors. This is really interesting, and I thought I'd share this with you. So, we could get to choose between Peter Parker or Miles Morales, according to a rumor that's been floating around online. Now, before we get into the subject matter, I want to make one thing abundantly clear. This is obviously a rumor. I do not for 1 second believe any of this is remotely true. I'm just simply passing on the message that Marvel Spider-Man 2 could allow us to choose between the two Spider-Men, a concept that I totally have fun with. And hey, it's more content to livestream, so why not? So, like I usually say in my videos when talking about rumors or leaks, take everything I'm about to read and discuss with a grain of salt. As much as I want these so-called leaks to be true, I'm still going to remain doubtful because none of these rumors and leaks can be substantiated at this time. Lastly, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so you don't miss videos like this. I post videos every day and I do live streams on Tuesdays and Sundays from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. With all of that being said, let's get into the article from DualShockers.com and then we will discuss. Another day, another rumor, and this time, the word on the street is that fans could have their own choice of playing as either Peter Parker or Miles Morales in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Last month at PlayStation September Showcase, Insomniac Games really put their foot on the gas by giving fans a great lineup of titles. While not only working on a brand new Wolverine game that showed off Logan and his mighty claws, we got to witness some juicy action from the upcoming Marvel Spider-Man 2. Although not a great deal was shown in the trailer, it seems as though both Miles Morales and Peter Parker will be joining forces to battle against Venom, which will certainly add to the adrenaline-fueled action. In a recent rumor, however, fans could get the chance to play as either Peter Parker or Miles Morales. That would be an interesting route for the franchise. According to the Twitter user Hunter, who has sourced an article from the Illuminati, it suggests that throughout the Spider-Man 2 game, players will have their own choice of playing as either Peter Parker or Miles Morales, which will also give players the opportunity to use both of their skill sets. This Twitter user only posted a comment talking about the game letting you choose between Peter and Miles with the link. So here's the link right here, and Hunter basically posted that rumor Spider-Man 2 missions will let you choose to play as either Peter Parker or Miles Morales, hashtag PS5. Take that comment or rumor as you wish. You know, if you want to go ahead and basically analyze it. I mean, to me, it does say specifically Spider-Man 2 missions will let you choose to play as either Peter Parker or Miles Morales. It doesn't say anything about the whole game. That's how I'm going to go ahead and take it and just analyze it. So naturally, this isn't confirmed at all by Insomniac and needs to be taken with a pinch of salt and treated as a rumor. But if it is true, it seems as though the studio could be going down the same route as titles like Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, where the players can share progressions or even, if possible and again true, open the game up to co-op possibilities where one player can play as Peter Parker and the other Miles Morales. So again, I did talk about how co-op is not going to be in the game. This is very much a single player game, which is also one of the reasons why I have my doubts when it came to reading this article and discussing this with you all that are watching. So again, single player game, still single player as much as I know. And Insomniac did confirm this anyways. Although, on the flip side of the coin, if Spider-Man 2 did implement this feature, would the story be too broken up and lead to a non-personalized narrative? It's certainly something to think about and a worthwhile discussion regardless if this rumor turns out to be true or not. For now, all we know with as much certainty as any game release, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is releasing exclusively for the PS5 in 2023. Now, as much as I want to believe all of this, I have to take this in face value and say that it's nothing but hearsay. The concept of being able to switch between Peter Parker and Miles Morales Spider-Man is really cool, not going to lie. I'd like that to happen. However, being able to have the choice of switching between both Spider-Man does sort of present a problem to the narrative of the game, and just like it was mentioned in this article, I couldn't agree more. If Marvel Spider-Man 2 did somehow implement this feature, the story may be too broken up and lead to a non-personalized narrative. See, I like stories, especially Spider-Man stories that focus on the personal side of Peter Parker. Those are usually the best kinds of stories, and I personally believe that Insomniac Games isn't going to go in that route of making the game focus on both Peter Parker and Miles Morales equally. Marvel Spider-Man 2 could very much focus on Peter Parker more than Miles Morales. There's no doubt in my mind that there will be subplots involving Miles Morales that could potentially lead up to a Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales 2, because sure, let's call it that. Remember, I do read your comments, I mean all of them. Some of you have made comments along the lines of this is very much a Peter Parker game as it is a Miles Morales one, or I agree with you, it will focus on Peter Parker, to people disagreeing with me in every single possible way, from being respectful to being downright rude about it by calling me names just because they don't agree with some guy on the internet coming up with theories about a game. Some guy that's just a fan of Spider-Man that wants to talk about this game that looks awesome. And whatever theories or rumors I may talk about, it's irrelevant in the end because we're all having fun talking about it. I hear you all, trust me. So to you people who get angry and insult me about my theories and opinions, please go outside and touch some grass. Anyways, in whatever direction Insomniac Games wants to take Marvel Spider-Man 2 in, I'm all for it. However, I'm still going to say that they're going to take a linear narrative route and make it more about Peter Parker than Miles Morales for only a few reasons really. Both Harry and Norman Osborn are in Peter's circle of family and friends. Yes, I know Miles is now included in that circle, but remember, this story is going to affect Peter Parker more personally than it ever will affect Miles Morales. Because Peter Parker actually knows who Harry Osborn is, they're best friends. They're like brothers. Miles Morales will be there to help, and there's not a single doubt in my mind that we will play as Miles Morales if the story requires it. But those are just my theories and opinions, and if you think differently, that's great. Like I always say, comment down below with your thoughts and theories. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so you don't miss videos like this, and I will see you all in the next comic panel.
PlayStation